Hi everyone, thanks for taking the time to watch this. We're here today to discuss exercise and sleep. So I'm just going to let you know why I feel that's a really important subject to talk about. Science tells us that you don't actually get stronger in the gym, that's what breaks you down. You actually get stronger during rest. Sleep can be the forgotten third of your life. It's the period to repair, regenerate, and prime your mind and body for peak performance. Joining me today is Sara, known on Instagram as Super Swede. If you don't already know her, please take a look at her Instagram page, as there's lots of inspiring posts and photos there for you to enjoy. I'm going to ask Sara now to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her. Hi, Sara.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So yes, I'm a personal trainer and a flexologist, and I'm also a vegan nutritionist. I've been working in the field for 6 years professionally, and I have been living in Dubai for 7 years. So I'm very keen on this subject because sleep is the first thing I deal with my clients. I deal with their mindset, their sleep, and their stress levels. It's a huge part of their fitness regime and also their health. And a lot of people don't take this into account. So they just focus on the workout in the gym for the hour that they're there, and then the diet. And that's that for a lot of people. So a lot of people are not aware of how much sleep is actually affecting them losing weight and gaining muscle.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I recognize that in amongst the friends I've got and amongst the people I go to the gym with. It's really easy. It's just the point. It's that forgotten sort of element. Yeah. Like we just feel it comes naturally. We do it daily, automatically, and it's kind of happening, but not necessarily. We don't necessarily devote the right attention to it. It's a bit like breathing. There's a movement about breathing, isn't there? About being conscious about breathing. Yeah. We just do it. So we have to really focus on the importance of it. Not
the quality of the breathing as well as the quality of the sleep.
Exactly. Okay, great. Well, that's really great to hear more about you, Sara. Thank you. So here's the question, and you've touched on it already, but let's go deeper into this. How many of your clients really know how much sleep affects their ability to exercise, would you say, before you've educated them on that?
I would say that my clients have a general knowledge that sleep is important, but they don't know to what extent in terms of fitness. So they're concerned, and I can tell you 9 out of my 10 clients would have sleep problems. Mm-hmm. It's very rare that I encounter someone that has a good sleep. So that's something that I have to deal with first of all. So just sitting them down and making them understand how this is going to affect their weight loss, because obviously, as not a lot of people know, we release hormones when we sleep. So we release the ghrelin and the leptin. So ghrelin increases your appetite, and leptin decreases it. So if you don't get enough sleep, let's say you've had a late night and you have work the next day, it's very often that you feel that you're going into the fridge or you're buying junk food because you just want to eat. You feel that you want to eat, so your appetite's increased, so you produce more ghrelin. When you get good sleep, obviously leptin is produced, and it decreases your hunger, so you can more pace yourself during the day. This is extremely important for your well-being and your mindset and your focus. Mm-hmm. But not only that, it's also the stress hormone that if we don't get enough sleep, we produce more stress hormone. Mm-hmm. The cortisol.
Yeah.
And that as well makes you actually put on weight around your stomach.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I sit down and I talk to my clients about, and then we try to work around how they can get better sleep, and often relating to stress. And obviously a lot of stressful situations this year, but also people are working in very stressful jobs. And I always say that we keep taking loans from our sleeping schedule and, our mental well-being, and we put our health last. And then we go to the gym for 1 hour a day thinking we're doing okay, and then we skip breakfast thinking we're doing okay. So there's things that you and me are thinking about, and we think it's quite no, but this is what we need to think about, whereas someone else that is not in this industry would never even think that is important, to this level.
Yeah. And it's it's like you say, it's to that level. It's not about saying that people don't recognize that they need to sleep to feel good or just to feel well, or to deal with their day. It's like, to what extent, the timing of it, the amount, the quality.
Exactly.
And then, you know, what to do if you have off days or days where there isn't as much, or
yes, exactly. And I tell my clients, some of my clients can message me in the morning and say, I just managed to get 2-3 hours sleep, and I would rather cancel that session with them and then get some proper rest, because what we're going to do is just add additional stress to your body through working out. So you obviously produce cortisol when you work out as well, which is like 1 hour is okay. It's good. It's good to have stress, fight or flight mode, but being in constant stress is where the problems happen.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of people misjudge where the issues are coming from. So, you know, working out really hard, or creating a situation, as you say, where their body's under stress, and then wondering why the output, or what they're seeing when they look in the mirror, isn't the result they want. And you know, and I've been in that situation in the past before I was educated on sleep, and you know, obviously that leads to a number of different kind of conclusions. You can think, well, what's the point of working out? I'm not getting any result. Or you can think, well, I may as well eat that chocolate bar anyway, because, you know, I'm not losing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the motivator. For sure.
Exactly. So I saw this, I can't think who authored it, but I saw this this image that said that in terms of, this person was we're being joined by a friend here. This person was advising my my coach, who's a bodybuilder, and he was saying he did a pyramid of the things that you need to do in order to you know, to take care of yourself and work out well. And the bottom of the pyramid was sleep. And, you know, it stands to reason that, you know, makes us feel good, but it just goes to show that even for people who are working at a sort of pretty extreme level in terms of bodybuilding, that's their benchmark need to do the workout of that day. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
it's good that we're both on the same page there. So you know, do you think that people really are conscious of how food affects their food choice, sleep, affects their food choices? Because most of us that work out, we're weight conscious, we're body conscious, we're conscious of the exercise we do, but is there a knowledge base between the relationship with food choices and sleep?
I doubt that very much, to be honest, because a lot of people are not aware of the hormones that release, like I mentioned, and it actually makes us eat more junk, right? I'm sure you're well educated on how, and I'll be really interested in hearing how that really affects the choices that you make. But I'm guessing it has something to do with the ghrelin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite, in our home, we've got to the point where we're quite evangelical about sleep, the amount that we have. And my husband he wears a Whoop, and he bought one for me not that long ago. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the thing that he uses it for is to know how much strain, recovery and sleep he's had. And he is analysing this data, not daily, but perhaps hourly. So we both know from the Whoop how much sleep that we have. And I've changed my diet to some extent as a result. So I try and eat carbs in the morning, protein at lunchtime, and carbs before bed, to basically give me the right balance day. But if I have a bad night's sleep, and I can't say that I always sleep perfectly, because, you know, I'm a human being and we don't have that consistency. You know, I recognize how my body feels in the morning when I wake up, what I'm thinking about. You know, I'm instantly thinking about salty or you know, unhealthy carbs, or something fatty, you know, something that's going to like block off, you know, that relationship between brain and stomach, so that I feel satisfied. Which I don't feel, because, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel hungry, and I don't, you know, there's quite a long period between when I eat last thing at night and the next thing in the morning. The first thing I have in the day is apple cider vinegar, hot water and lemon as my breakfast. Like, have that every day. It's not necessarily appealing, and certainly might not be appealing to everyone, but it doesn't, you know, there's no fat or carbs or any of that in that, but it makes me feel great. And I will have it even if I've had a bad night's sleep, but it's not what I'm craving when I've had a bad night's sleep.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think so. And I think especially when people go out and let's say they have alcohol as well, if that is also to the equation,
Yes.
then obviously the next day, you know that you want to wake up and you want to have junk food.
Yes.
You know, that's all you can think about.
You do.
So it definitely has that relation. And I feel just your mindset when you've had a good night's sleep, you know, in terms of everything that you're trying to focus on and control throughout the day. And diet, I think, is the one thing that people are finding the hardest to control on a normal basis, you know, because of what we crave and what we're used to, and the satisfaction that it brings us, even if it's temporarily.
Yes. Exactly. I mean, going back to the point about exercise. So if I've had a bad night's sleep, usually the first thing I do in the morning is go for a walk, because I need that endorphin release, and I need to be, you know, pushing away that sluggish feeling. Having said that, often when I have a bad night's sleep, I bounce out of bed because I've obviously got a lot more cortisol in my body, because, you know, the body reacts to the circumstances that it finds itself in. So often when I have a very good night's sleep or a lot of sleep, I'm more sluggish in the morning. I'm more slow because there's
That's very true.
So I try and use that information that I'm getting from my body, or that communication, to say, okay, well, as I'm bouncing out of bed, let's do something meaningful and positive. I might not feel like a big, strong CrossFit or weight session, but I can definitely go for a walk, or I can go for a light jog. Get you know, regenerated. And I don't feel, I mean, I never have 2 hours sleep a night, but I don't feel like I ever have too little that I can't get going and get moving. So yeah, you know, you've got to be aware of what your body's telling you, and then you've got to respond accordingly, haven't you?
Definitely listen to your body in all ways. You know, I don't think we do enough, because we're rushing through life, we're rushing through meetings, and we're always glued to our phone, and there's always on to the next thing. We're never living in the actual moment. We very rarely take a moment to stop to see, how do I feel? How did I feel after I ate this? How did I feel after I had that night's sleep? Or how did I feel after I, you know, listened to this music or something ambient before you went to sleep, etc. There's so many things that play into the feeling of your well-being and for your body. So I think this time, as much as this has been a very stressful time for a lot of people, I think it was also a good time for people to take a break, stop, get out of the office for a good while, and be able to reset and think, do I really want to go back to that? You know, and really listen to their body. And I think that's why a lot of people became a lot more health conscious during this lockdown that we had, because they realized that they are burning themselves out.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. No, I totally agree. I mean, there's positive to be found in every situation, you know, and you know, I think I believe human beings, generally speaking, are, you know, nervous of change, or scared of change, or apprehensive about change. And I've always tried to see change as an opportunity. You know, there's got to be.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right. There's got to be something to be taken from this that you can.
Yeah, for sure.
So before COVID, I used to work with my clients on a face-to-face basis. And obviously since lockdown happened in March, I moved to virtual, and it's transformed the way I operate with clients, and my mindset about the clients I can work with, because they could be global, doesn't have to be located in the city that I live in. It's been a great source of help for me to have that recognition moment. So everything has got an opportunity. It's just you've got to find it. You've got to navigate through it and get to that place.
Just adapt and
exactly, adapt, as you say. So let's talk about your the way that you approach your own lifestyle in terms of your sleep. So do you have a set morning wake up time, a bedtime, and do you nap, or is your sleep more fluid than that?
Well, I'm very busy. So I have clients from, say, sometimes 6:30 in the morning till 8 at night, and I'm constantly on my feet all day. So I wake up at 5, sometimes 4:35, but I wake up without my alarm now, which I love. And this is my favorite time of day, 5 a.m. I'm the most productive and creative during this time. And I just love having that peace and quiet. The rest of the world is asleep, most of it. Even the cats are sleepy. You know, it's just a nice, quiet moment to start your day. And if I don't get this time, I feel that it does affect my day and how my day goes. So I love to go to sleep at 9, 10. I love it. I'm not a night person at all, and I value my sleep that much that I would rather say no to something that would keep me awake. If I have to go out for dinner or something, if I felt that I haven't had my sleep as I wished that week, then I have to prioritize that for my own well-being, or I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, so I never ever have had sleeping problems, thank God. Because I know from experience with my clients that it's horrific, and they're often at wit's end with knowing what to do. They say, I've tried everything, you know. And also for me, because I can't relate to that. So I'm like, oh, I just put my head down and I'm fast asleep. You know, I'm like, just don't think, don't think, just like, because I start overthinking, and you know, and obviously I've had the other occasions where I can't go to sleep, and then you start focusing. If you know you have to be up early, you start focusing like, I have to go to sleep, and then it's just impossible.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I've been very blessed in that sense that I get good sleep. I try to get between 6 and 8 hours a night. I got 7 last night, but the night before then I did have a dinner, and I did get maybe 4 or 5 hours, because even if I go to bed at 1, 2, I will still wake up at 5, because that's the rhythm of my body. So then I felt I needed to take the afternoon off. So I rescheduled my clients' bookings, and I took the afternoon off. I came home and I relaxed and I had a nap. So it's hugely important, and we keep putting that as a last, you know, as a last resort for our well-being, when it's actually so vital to weight loss, to muscle gain. Because obviously, if you don't, your muscles repair when you sleep. So if you don't get that sleep, and you're going bodybuilding and you're lifting weights every single day, and you're working hard in the gym, you're eating right, you're working out right, you're doing everything right, and you're still not getting the gain that you want, it's most likely due to lack of sleep, or the quality of sleep that you're getting. So it's extremely important. It's one of the most important pillars of our well-being.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in our life, my husband was diagnosed with sleep apnea about 2.5 years ago, and prior to that, he was working out every single day, and he also had that roll of fat that you're talking about in the stomach, and it was so frustrating for him, because we're a healthy family. You know, he was really putting a lot of effort into his exercising, and you know, it was baffling. And then it transformed his life and my life, I will say, to him being diagnosed and getting the CPAP machine. The first thing is he stopped snoring, which is incredibly important for my sleep, of course, not to be selfish.
Sure.
We were in separate rooms sometimes because of the, you know, the noises. But obviously for him now, he's actually getting the proper type of sleep that he needs, because with sleep apnea, people don't know, you wake up a lot, so your sleep is so broken that you're not getting the full rest. It creates a lot of cortisol, as you said earlier, goes to the stomach from a fat perspective. His muscles weren't recovering in the way that they could and should, and obviously therefore potential for injuries, of course, if you're pushing yourself because you think, oh, I can do that weight, why aren't I doing it today? I did it last week, or you know, whatever this may be. So you know, sleep apnea is very undiagnosed. So anyone who's sort of watching this, who's got any concern that either they don't know what it is and want to know more, or think they may have it, reach out to me and I'll direct you in the right way. But going back to the thing that you were just saying, it's really sensible when you recognize that the sleep you had the previous day wasn't quite as much as you like or need or whatever, to then say, okay, I need to take stock. I mean, it's fortunate since you're able to rejig your afternoon, and obviously not everybody is, but to recognize, you know, I can't do and be the best I can be for me or my clients right now. So best thing I can do is to you know, pull back from that and then return when I'm at my best and my prime, and you know, to get to that point. There on your clients, obviously, you know, as well as yourself.
No, absolutely. And you know, I'm very blessed with my clients. They know how much I work, so they were, and they probably didn't want to work out either. They're like, go, that's fine.
Well, there is that. It's not very often that the PT cancels the session.
No.
Sometimes it's a little gift. I work in a group, and when it's not a gift is when everybody else in the group doesn't turn up and it's just me and him. It's like, there's nowhere to, there's no station on the Zara, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that insight and knowledge. Is there anything else you you think we should know about exercise and sleep?
No, I was just, there's a couple of things that you actually brought up that I didn't even know. So I find it very interesting. So I'm going to look into this more because it's obviously so important. I know how important it is, but I didn't think about the choices that you make during the day. I say when you've had less sleep, etc. So the connection with that, and also I need to look into more the connection with the type of food that you choose and why you want to satisfy yourself, because obviously it's another part of you that's not satisfied. So really just listening to your body is essential. But I find it very interesting, and I think that people need to look into this more, especially with the stressful lifestyles everyone's leading. It's hugely important. And I think even for your life cycle, your lifespan, if you sleep less, it shortens your lifespan, right?
It certainly does. I mean, it's very sad, but there's a lot of links to old age diseases that they are now linking back to poor sleep in your younger years. So as an example, a family member had Alzheimer's or dementia. No, they're quite similar. And looking back, he was a surgeon, so he obviously worked in his career as a doctor nighttime when we should be asleep, and the body is designed to be asleep at night. My body is not designed to be awake at night. So I really think and feel for people who are in occupations like police, ambulance, doctors,
absolutely,
pilots. The amount of people out here, I mean, I don't know if you know any pilots, but my gosh, some of their working hours, it's just
even the air hostesses, the pilots, anyone in that industry is crazy. And the different time zones that you fly to, and you have to adjust all the time. But this is why there is a short-lived career, and they a lot of the time they obviously have issues with not only just organs and everything due to the pressure, but mentally and
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we do need to be conscious. We've only got one body, we need to treat it well, don't we? So
exactly.
Only we can do that for ourselves, of course.
Yeah.
It's a personal choice, of course, but it's a personal influence. This dog of mine is pestering me to pet him. I'm busy. Thank you so much again, Sara. And hopefully we'll chat again soon. Really appreciate your time today. Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.